Easily, for me, the most entertaining in the movie.
Or horse and buggies with it.
Really?
Yes.
Which brings us to our next movie, which is W, if you will. The biopic of the 43rd President of the United States, Mr. George W. Bush, as directed by Oliver Stone, which you wouldn't immediately think Oliver Stone biopic about George W. Bush. You wouldn't think that that would really be something that would go well together, or that it would turn into a giant caricature of just idiocy based upon, Stone's relatively well-known liberal leanings. However, I felt that W was an extremely nuanced and well-directed exploration of a fairly unremarkable man who becomes the most powerful person in the world by becoming President of the United States.
I was impressed with just... I wasn't sure. I didn't look too much into the movie before I saw it. No, I just kind of went in to see it, and I was impressed with how fair and balanced the film was, because
unlike Fox News.
just with how fair and balanced. God damn it. With how fair and balanced. I got it. I'm good.
You good?
With how fair and balanced that film was, because I was impressed with just how down the middle that movie was. It was, it was just as far, it was as straight down the middle as I could imagine it would be.
Exactly, and I felt that some of the performances in there were phenomenal. Jeffrey Wright, Tandy Newton, Richard Dreyfuss.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, Josh Brolin as GW. What were you going to...
Just your Tandy Newton.
Well, the funny thing was, I was really unimpressed with the actress playing Condoleezza Rice until I found out that it was Tandy Newton, and was like...
Which any time she opens her mouth, which isn't often, I just busted out laughing.
Well, fair enough.
There you go.
So I would rate W. I'd rate W as a family reunion where you run into a couple of cousins who you haven't seen in like a really, really long time, and you're really happy to see them, but you weren't expecting to be happy to see them. You were expecting to kind of be like, oh great, it's those fucking cousins, and then you hang out with them and you have like the greatest time. And that's where I would rate W.
Do you get a hand job from them?
No hand jobs from those guys.
Wait, these were
male.
Oh, okay. Whoa, that's low. I'd probably give W about a 7.5. I'd say.
That's what I just said, isn't it?
I tune out whenever you talk. I gotta be honest. I don't know if that's what you said.
Great. All right. The last movie we'd like to talk about,
yes, absolutely,
is the movie Crawford.
I am very excited about talking about this.
Which is actually, I think, very much related to W, because Crawford is the documentary that was premiered on Hulu.com a few weeks ago, and is all about the small town in Texas that George W. Bush moved to right before the...
I got a couple of props that I brought for Crawford.
Okay.
And just... Camera person, just if you while you're talking about it, I just wanted to I just wanted to set this up.
So Crawford is a documentary about the small town in Texas that
just whenever you're done. Well, I love the design on this.
Anyway, so Crawford is a movie about this small town in Texas, and I thought was a very, very balanced and, again, middle-of-the-road movie that didn't really play favorites one way or the other. It wasn't, for or against the president. It was just about how having somebody of such a large political stature, moving into such a small community could have an impact. And there were some moments that I felt were unexpected, and overall, And overall, surprising, but I would say ultimately very well done. And I would actually give this movie, this documentary, I'd give it a 9. Your thoughts?
Oh, you done? Are you done?
I'm done.
I thoroughly enjoyed this film. I enjoyed this time too. Let's continue.
All right. Well,
I'll give it some Z's, I guess. That's what I would rate it.
You give it a Z?
Yeah, give it a couple of them extra, a few of them extra.
I will not stop killing you. Well, that wraps up the review portion of our show. Tune back in after the jump for viewer email.